What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday night Halloween Q&A special. I don't have anything prepped for Halloween. I mean, I could do this and make it look scarier, more epic, or more mysterious. But that's all I really got, man. I did not dress up. I dressed up as a YouTuber for Halloween. That's all I got. But just got back from going around the block a few times. It was freaking freezing, but the girls had a good time. They got a lot of candy. And my wife, no, not my wife. My daughter was like, "Dad, can you check all the candy for me to make sure it's safe?" And I was like, "Sure. And I will charge a dad tax in exchange." And she didn't understand the concept of dad tax, but she gonna learn tomorrow. We also got stuff to talk about, like the Chiefs making 0 moves, as was expected before the trade deadline ended today. They did make a move, though. It was from Mecole Hardman last week. People just didn't like that answer, but that is what it is. They didn't get D-Hop. They didn't get Scary Terry. They didn't get Darnell Mooney. They didn't get anybody. So let's talk about that and the best way forward for the Chiefs and why they didn't make another move. But first, how about the Chiefs? Okay, what up, everybody? Welcome. I saw the most people I've ever seen in a long time today because we went to like some friend's house of my daughter's from her school, and they were like playing games for Halloween and had food, and then we went trick-or-treating. I think I have a photo of the girls. I could show you what they were for Halloween, maybe. Let me see. Well, maybe not. I thought Danny might have sent me one, but I got this was me and Maddie before. She was a vampire. The most friendly vampire you've ever seen, but she put in fangs. She put in little fake fangs, little fake teeth a little bit earlier. Or later, rather, when we went trick-or-treating. But her name was Vampira. She made that up. So Vampira, and then my youngest was Elsa. So there you go. There you have it. All right. What's up, everybody? What's up, Brian, Nancy? She said I'm taking down all the Halloween stuff while listening to HBTC. You're taking it down quick. You going to switch to Thanksgiving stuff tomorrow? Good to see you stands for, or GTSY stands for good to see you. Stuart, what's up, man? Hudson, Vampira and Elsa, a deadly duo. Exactly. Achilles, how's it going? Oh, time for Christmas stuff? No. You've got to do Thanksgiving. You can't you can't go straight to Christmas. Heck no. What move could we have even possibly have made? There's a couple moves the Chiefs could have made if they really, really felt the need. I mean, that could have even included a Travis Kelce restructure if you had to. But any move the Chiefs could have made today would have been smaller moves. I understand, some people wanted DeAndre Hopkins or take your pick on what wide receiver, but I really do think and truly believe Andy Reid and company are happy enough with the wide receiver room. They believe in the wide receiver room in the sense of they think that it can get better from here. So that's what we got. Now, think about this, guys. I understand the Denver loss was super ugly because it was horrible. But you take away those 5 turnovers, that's a Chiefs dub. Now, an L is an L, and that's what they get. But you can't win games turning the ball over 5 times. Even, take away Mahomes' interception at the end of the game. That was a prayer that he threw up on 4th and 22 anyway. 4 turnovers? It's not good enough. MVS fumble, Mahomes strip sack. He threw a ugly pick to Kelce. And then Mecole Hardman with the Sky Moore muff. You can't win games like that. And then when you're in the red zone, you take, one was a turnover, and then 2 other times, 4th and 3 at the 5-yard line, and you kick a field goal. What? Can't do that. You got to go for it, dude. You're at the 5 or 4 yard line, 4th down. Go for it, dog. So anyway, without those turnovers, I think it's a salvageable wide receiver room. I mean, it's not that much different than last year, minus Juju. Now, I know Juju was a vet, and he had like almost instantaneous rapport with Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's working on that with Rashee Rice, and you're going through growing pains, and it is what it is. Sky's not stepping up, not really yet. And just is what it is, right? MVS, he's got routes where he's been open, but I don't know what it is. Like if Mahomes doesn't want to throw that deep, if he's looking elsewhere, he's hesitant and just defaulting to looking at Kelsey. Like I don't know what the read progression is on some of those routes. So yeah, they made no moves. Well, they did make a little move. Actually, they signed Darius Harris to the active roster. That is a move that they actually made, which made complete sense if you ask me. I'll show you this tweet. Matt Derrick said earlier today, the return of Darius Harris to the Chiefs' active roster comes as the team is dealing with injuries to Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. So Darius Harris, he knows all 3 linebacker positions. He's been on the team. He's played special teams. I don't know if that means Willie Gay Jr. is not okay to play in Germany. I have no idea. But this is good depth. A guy that knows the system and can almost plug and play, kind of like a McCole Hardman move. He's not going to elevate the ceiling of the wide receiver of the linebacker room. Well, I don't think McCole Hardman's going to elevate the ceiling of the wide receiver room, but they know the system. They can plug in. They got their strengths, and they can contribute almost instantaneously. So, yeah, I was not surprised the Chiefs made no moves. Again, they're still 6-2. This loss was bad against the Broncos, no doubt. They had one of those losses against the Colts, and they were fine. I think Andy Reid and company believes in the team. They're still a top 5, top 7, top 10 offense in most categories statistically. The defense is top 5 in most categories, and special teams is top 5 in most categories. So I think it's a pretty rounded team, and they're just gonna roll with it, man. They're gonna roll with it. That game was caca. Exactly, Donald. Brett Veach shouldn't get a pass. I don't even know what that means. A pass on what? Being one of the best GMs in the NFL? Here's the thing. When you have somebody getting paid as much as Patrick Mahomes and a couple other people on the team, you're always going to have a weakness somewhere. You're not really going to be able to afford to have a souped up position group for every single position group on the roster. You know who can? The 49ers, the Dolphins, the Colts, the Panthers, teams with quarterbacks on rookie deals. We don't have that luxury anymore, guys. We don't. Mahomes his cap hits are heavy, and he's one of the few teams, if maybe in NFL history, that have won a Super Bowl with the quarterback taking a certain percentage of the total team salary cap. We're always going to have some deficiencies on this team when you have a quarterback getting paid this much. It just is what it is. But the hope is part of the reason why you're paying a quarterback and a couple other players as much as you do is because they can elevate everybody around them. And, I called out some guy on Twitter the other day who has an IQ much lower than a doorknob. I mean, I've seen doorknobs have way higher IQ than this guy. But the thing is, sure, Mahomes isn't playing well, so you've got to hold him accountable. He definitely didn't play well against Denver. However, he's still top 5 in almost every statistical category and holding it down. And people are like, well, it's a down year for a bunch of quarterbacks, so I'm not gonna give Mahomes a pass because the other quarterbacks are doing bad. Well, no, it's because it's a cyclical cycle in the NFL and defenses are playing well. So defenses are up right now, and they are the ones succeeding. Offensive statistics are down as a whole across the league. It's not random. It's just that's the way the NFL is going right now, and it might stay like that for a little bit. But outside of the Denver game, Mahomes is the MVP frontrunner. He's still one of the MVP frontrunners. The Chiefs are still the one seed in the AFC. What else? The Chiefs are still Super Bowl favorites, if not top 3. I think they're top top 5 still in power rankings. Like, it's going to be fine, and as much as I would love star power in every position group, they can't afford it. So that just is what it is, man. I still think the Chiefs have a pretty good chance. You've got to get it together. You've got to play clean, sound football. When I did my Chiefs-Broncos prediction, guys, I said, if they want to win this game, they've got to convert in the red zone and not turn the ball over. Well, guess what they did? They turned the ball over 5 times, and they didn't convert in the red zone. So that's a big fat L on the forehead, every time. What's up, Caleb? How are you, man? Tavishka, Crispy Bomb. Mahomes likes what he got, or a move would have happened. I don't know if Mahomes is in love with the receiver room. Like, I don't think this is his favorite receiver room he's ever had in his entire life. But I think he acknowledges the fact that, hey, I took a pay raise this year because of the market. Like, I can't complain about the wide receiver room. I mean, but here's the thing. Mahomes' pay raise, it actually freed up $2.5 million in cap space. So it didn't actually hurt the team financially at all this year. It actually helped. So Mahomes knows. I think Mahomes will do his best to continue making it work. And sure, he could have maybe threw down an ultimatum with Brett Veach and really tried to pull for somebody, but who are they really going to pull based on the cap space that they got? They only have 5 draft picks for next year. So RJ World said you jinxed us. How so, man? I don't believe in curses. I don't believe in jinxes. I don't believe in any of that stuff. So let me know how I jinxed the Chiefs by anything I've said, and I'll try to repent. Man, I gotta say, Pacheco is such a beast for this team. I want to see him run some crazy yards. What's constant? Yes, sir. You already know. What about the Eagles? What about them? What did you think about what Shannon Sharp said about us? I didn't hear it. What did he say? I appreciate the 2-bomb, RJ, but let me know where I jinxed the team and what that means. How about we just got one of the most freakishly athletic guys on the field? Oh, the ball. Give the guy freakishly athletic guys on the field the ball. Tony is completely wasted. I don't know. Matt Gage. I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on with Kadarius Toney. We were talking about it earlier today. I did a little impromptu live stream during the trade deadline, and I'm a little confused why Toney's snaps are down. I'm not really sure what's up with that. So they've got to figure it out because Justin Ross is on hold right now on the commissioner's list. McCole Hardman is here, and he's seeing an increase in snap count. Rashee Rice is going up. Like, I need to figure out what's going on. Like, they need to figure out what's going on. Not me. They need to figure out what's going on with their room and get that situated. RJ with another 2 said about the turnovers in the red zone. Oh, I jinxed them just because I said that's what they need to focus on. I mean, it's kind of just what they need to focus on every game, to be honest. Turnovers, limiting turnovers and converting in the red zone. But that was something they struggled with against the Broncos. First time they played, they were 1 for 5 in the red zone, and then they were 0 for 3. 2 games against the Broncos, 1 for 8 in the red zone. Unacceptable. Can't do it. Over the last 3 games in the NFL, the Chiefs are 28th in the red zone. Can't do it. You want to win games, or you want to be cute and play, give handoff counters to Kadarius Toney out of the backfield, or throw swing passes to Jerick McKinnon 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 2. Or don't give the ball to Mahomes and run a fake field goal, QB tight end sneak with Noah Gray. Like, what are we doing? You got to get the TDs, Paul. Exactly. J-Rock said, I'm pulling for Sky. I know he's having problems creating separation, but who isn't? Most of the time he's been targeted in a do-or-die situation. It's time to scramble around, chill on him. Yeah, I mean, Sky is definitely... I think we all had higher expectations of Sky based on his performance the first half of this season. He's on pace for 350 yards this year. That's 100 more yards than his rookie season. And he ran 200 routes last year total. He's already ran 200 routes through 8 games. So something's up. He's averaging 3.4 targets a game, 1.8 receptions a game, and 21 yards receiving a game. That's not good enough, dog. I mean, it's not good enough. And I don't know whose fault that is. Some on Sky, some on Mahomes for not looking his way, like some on the coaches for not scheming. Like, I don't know. But he's got to do better than that. RJ rolled with the 5. What do you think? What do you think when Sky was open but didn't get much receptions? Yeah, that's actually funny. I just kind of mentioned it. There's definitely been plays where, I've looked at the coaches' film. Some people were sharing some stuff too on Twitter about some of the routes in the Chiefs' offense. There was some plays where Sky was open, but I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if Mahomes doesn't trust Sky. I just don't get it, because there are some routes where he's open initially. If Mahomes decides as he snaps the ball based on the coverage, I'm throwing it to Sky here. He's not doing it. He's hesitant. I think it's a little bit of a trust issue. For better or for worse, I'm not saying that's all on Sky. That's some on Mahomes too. Some people they have this feeling, or I don't even know. I don't really care what people think of me on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter all the time researching. I think some people think I'm afraid to critique Mahomes. Well, I'm not afraid to critique Mahomes. I talk about it all the time on this channel. What I'm not going to do is go back and forth with people on Twitter, because Twitter doesn't make me any money, dude. Like, it's not always about money, but I'm just like, I can sit here on pointless arguments on Twitter with people on burner accounts that are afraid to actually show their face. Or I can just focus on YouTube content for you guys. So I don't really go back and forth on Twitter that much. I just share my opinions and thoughts. I try to be even keeled. I try to not be the hot take guy, and I try to not be the panic button guy either. So I try to bring in critiques when I see it. But yeah, I brought in the critique that the Chiefs are 28th in the red zone over the last 3 games. That's got to change, So I definitely, it's somewhat on Mahomes too. It's not just on the receivers. There's no way. It's coaches, it's play calling, it's Mahomes, it's the receivers not being able to get open, and it's a mix of everything. I think there are times when receivers are open and Mahomes misses them. For sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Bad driver with the 5. Is Hardman okay? He didn't look like himself and hurt our chances with that drop. I think he's fine, like physically. He was trying to start returning that punt, though, before he caught it. That's not the first muff Mecole Hardman has had, and he's rusty. Per the words of Dave Tobe said, yo, Mecole hasn't been returning punts or kicks this season. He's been sitting on the bench. He's been doing it at practice, but he's got to get reps. So that's on Mecole. He's a little bit rusty. He owned it. If that ball's going to hit at the 4 and you have if you're not even 98% confident you're going to catch that, if you're 90%, bro, let it bounce, dude. Would you guys have preferred Mecole let that bounce and it bounces straight up and the Jets, no, not the Jets. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Jets because of Mecole. And the Broncos down it at the 2-yard line, Chiefs ball at the 2? Or would you rather have Mecole muff it and the Broncos get the ball at the 9? I would rather the Chiefs have the ball at the 2 than the Broncos have it at the 9 and score a touchdown 2 plays later. You know what I mean? Yo! Greg Coleman with the 100 bomb. Race fan with the 10 gifted. What is happening? Whoa! Race fan with the 10 gifted. Greg with the 100 bomb. G's in the chat for the legend Greg. R's in the chat for the legend race fan. He said, Cole, I'm pretty sure we were feeling and talking about our Chiefs in very much the same way this time last year. Yep. Get through the bye and see how they play before we crucify them. It's a long season and we're trying to go back-to-back. Very difficult to do. No, definitely. And appreciate your support as always, Greg. Freaking legend. Appreciate you, man. Can't wait to see you in December when you're in town. Let's get it. Got to get Joe's. 100%. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I try not to go insane one way or another. There's people on Twitter now, cut Sky, throw him in the trash. I jokingly during the game tweeted out, throw him in the dungeon. But I'm kind of have this thing going where if a player's doing pretty bad, I tweet out, throw him in the dungeon. So I started with Blake Bell after that fumble. And then after CEH let a pass bounce off his face mask, I said, throw CEH in there with him. And then after Sky didn't catch that catch at the end of the game, I said, throw Sky in there with them. Thinking of like Game of Thrones, they're all just chilling in the dungeon together in timeout. But yeah, can't, Mahomes and company and the coaches, they're not giving up on these guys, so we can't either, and we're just going to have to trust them for what it's worth. I mean, here's the thing. If the Chiefs were the Panthers, the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Raiders, pick your poison. And that organization has shown you time and time again they have no idea what the hell they're doing. They don't know how to manage a roster. They don't know how to win games when it matters. They don't know how to get to the playoffs. Like, okay, we can question basically every single motive, every single move that these guys make and scrutinize it under a microscope. I think to some extent, it's fine to critique. It's totally fine. I think to some extent, though, the coaching staff, the front office, Brett Veach, they've earned the benefit of the doubt. I mean, 5 straight AFC championships hosted at home, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years. I mean, I feel like they've earned a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm a bit of a homer because of that. I don't know. But until the Chiefs prove me otherwise, like straight up, I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, in the back of my head was like, oh, that'd be really cool if they added a receiver. Like, you add somebody that you just know is going to be a difference maker in that room. Well, yeah. I mean, that would have been awesome. But I also understand that the Chiefs have 5 draft picks next year, $3.2 million in cap space, and they traded for McColl a week ago. They traded for Tony last year, a 3rd and a 6th round pick. They've drafted 2 receivers in the 2nd round. It's not like they're not trying. You know what I mean? They've got Travis Kelce, the greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. That's wide receiver 1 on your team. Rashee Rice is stepping up to be the next man after that. So, yeah, it's definitely not perfect. But I'm gonna give Andy Reid and Veach, Clark Hunt the benefit of the doubt until they prove us wrong. Prove us otherwise, rather. Josh with the 7 months. Appreciate that, man. The wide receivers and Mahomes need to play a video game like last year and work out their communication issues. Why does this sometimes not show? Oh, this is not throwing to open. Not throwing to open guys needs to stop. Yeah, man. I do hope they get it figured out. They need to play some Call of Duty Warzone. Is that what you're saying? Cole, should we have made moves at the deadline? I mean, I bet the Chiefs explored options, but when you only have 5 draft picks for next year and $3.2 million in cap space, there's not a whole lot you can do. Unless you're like, this player right here is worth not drafting somebody next year and having them on a rookie deal for 4 years. You know? J-Rock said, everybody just breathe. Kadarius Toney in the house, Jet Chip Wasp, please. Ja Vinci said, I feel like they need to stop rotating wide receivers so much, yeah, because they got to get a feel throughout the game, and if it's not working, then yeah, sub them out. No, I agree, man. I said that in my video that I dropped Monday night, which I guess was last night. I said, if they're not going to make a move for a new wide receiver, it's okay, that's one thing. But they've got to start honing in. They got to start honing in on their wide receivers that they're going to stick out there and kind of keep out there. You know, this rotating in and out, in and out, in and out, it's not working. So, I mean, I realize they kind of did that last year to some extent, and they won the Super Bowl, but it's like, well, it's not working. So, don't do that. Or, you know, start like, put Rashee Rice out there more, which they are. MVS, I guess. I mean, Justin Watson, and then who? Sky? I don't know. Tony? I don't know. McColl? I guess. I mean, they just got to start figuring that out. And you're right. Not rotating 6-7 guys in and out, in and out, in and out. Novaplex, don't remind me of George Pickens, man. Not today. Not today. Greg said, are the Chiefs in Germany now? No, they leave Thursday. Yeah, they leave Thursday. Bad receiver picks. Yeah, I think that's definitely been a shortfall. of Veach to some extent. Is I don't know what they're looking at when they're scouting and drafting talent and how they're building their draft boards, but like CEH was a whiff. Sky has not been a complete whiff yet, but he is definitely underwhelmed. I mean, how much longer do we need to give this guy? I would have thought by halfway through season number 2, he was going to be one of the main go-to guys, and they're running him like he's one of the main go-to guys. He has the 3rd most receiving routes ran, only behind Travis Kelce and MVS, and Sky Moore is 6th in receptions, like 7th in receiving yards. He's 10th on the team in yards after the catch, and out of every single person on the team Mahomes targets, Mahomes has the lowest passer rating when targeting Sky Moore. The only 2 that have lower passer ratings than Sky Moore when Mahomes targets them is Richie James, and he played like a couple games and he's been on IR, and then McCole Hardman, and he just got here. So when you're looking at these stats and you're looking at like, okay, I'm down to keep giving Sky chances and the benefit of the doubt, but for how long? For how long? You know? Elijah, thanks for the membership, brother. Let's go, dude. Appreciate that. Who you got? Bengals, Chiefs, week 18? I mean, there's a lot of football to be played over the next 10 weeks, so I'll have to get back with you there. I'll ride with the Chiefs, but I'll say the Bengals are looking good, man. Joe Burrow's getting healthy. They looked good last game. They beat the 49ers, 31 to something, 31 to 24, 31 to 17, 31 to 20. It was something like that. So, yeah, man, they're looking really good. Mahomes is trying too hard to be the one-man show, and we'll bounce back. Love the content. Yo, what's the deal, bro? Appreciate that, man. See y'all in Germany. Oh, you're stationed here? Go Navy? Hey, let's go, dude. Hey, one of the guys I watch play Call of Duty, his name is JT Sweets. He has the biggest Navy YouTube channel on YouTube. It's like 100 and something thousand YouTube subs. I don't know if he really posts on that channel anymore, but yeah, go Navy, brother. Dean Chief said, and Mahomes is the best QB at reading the defense, so he should throw to Sky. Mahomes loves Tony, Rice, and Hardman, he said, and Andy will get it fixed in the red zone. Reed said, we got stuff for the Sky game. For Sky game? What does that mean? But, yeah, Mahomes, here's the thing, guys. Mahomes probably felt like dog piss in this last game. I'm not saying that's why they lost or anything, but could you imagine throwing up all night and having stomach issues all night, spiking a fever, and needing multiple IVs just to go out there and play? There's no way he felt good. You're not clear-headed. You've got a headache. You're hungry. You're weak. You're fatigued. He wasn't himself, and he played way below average. And I'm not going to say because of the flu the Chiefs lost. Because Mahomes wouldn't say that, but he wasn't right. He was not right. Was not right. When you win the Super Bowl, you pick last. It is what it is. Facts. Very, very true. What's up, Uri? Good to see you, man. I hope our defense slaps Tyreek around. He's a talker. Did you guys see Tyreek's presser today? He said it's going to be fun to have 2 MVP quarterbacks compete against each other. Did you guys see that? I was like, Tyreek is such a troll, dude. I understand Tyreek is one of the favorites for MVP right now, but Tua hasn't won anything when it matters. Like, literally nothing. You know, much respect to him. He's left-handed. Shout out to lefties. I'm left-handed. Like, that's cool. But I think Tyreek's just trolling, dude. He's got to be just trolling. Aaron Jacobson with the 11 months and then with the 20 bomb said, oops, almost a year, fool. Much love. Dude, appreciate you. Maybe I said a year. I might have messed up. But let's go, Aaron. I know we traded for Tony, but it seems like coaches keep trying to force the ball to him on sweeps and gadget plays. Yeah, I want to see him run some routes down the field. More crossers. Mahomes threw some one-on-one, like 50-50 balls to him last year. You remember the Jags game when he leaped up for the ball and caught it and he was in double coverage? Like, whoa, where was that? Greg with another 100. Cole, you have been absolutely killing it. We appreciate what you do for us. What a community we have. Dude, let's go. Oh, my gosh. No, Tuesday nights are seriously my favorite thing. This does not feel like, I mean, a lot of what I do doesn't feel like work, because when you're doing what you love, is it work? I mean, it is, pays the bills, but I'm doing what I love. I cover the team that I watched growing up. I love studying, researching stats, making the YouTube shorts, doing the scripts. Like, I love doing all that. But the Tuesday night live streams, like, they're one of my favorite times where I'm like, I just get to hang out with, like, friends, the community that we've built. And I appreciate you guys more than you know, man. It's been, I quit my day job 13 and a half months ago. And I thought, hey, I'll get through the football season. And if I got to, I'm a videographer by trade. So I was like, I'll get some more clients during the off season and work on some stuff. I had no idea that the channel would grow like it did. I had no idea that basically since I quit my day job, I haven't needed to do side work. I just keep working on the channel and it keeps growing, and the community is super generous, and I've been able to hire Troy and take things to the next level, and I seriously love what I do, man. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys. Perfecto. Much love, man. You already know. Trevor said he's a troll. Who's a troll? We got a troll in here? Who's trolling? Oh, yeah. Tyreek? Yeah, he is a troll. Facts. You don't play. You stay home so your colleagues don't come down with what you have and the business doesn't lose money. I am a bit worried about other teammates getting this stomach bug. It's going to go around. There is no way. Mahomes is in the huddle with all these guys all game long, screaming and yelling, and spittles coming out. They traveled on the plane together, I believe. I mean, it's going to go around, so I am a little concerned about that. How many other guys are going to get it? Hopefully they get it sooner than later, but it's going to keep going around like a stomach bug. It hits somebody, and you're not going to show symptoms for a few days. It hits the next person. They're not going to show symptoms for a few days. Like, there might be some Chiefs players in Germany with an illness not playing Sunday. And it's because of it just is what it is, right? It's not like it just is what it is, but kind of sucks. Brand with the 5 gifted. Let's go, man. Harrison Butker was sick last week. Yeah, that could have been what it was. They never said what it was, but he played. But yeah, he missed Thursday. Otto said, I'm salty about him having played. It was reckless. I mean, I'm sure they asked him some questions. They probably ran some tests. They IV'd him. He was hydrated. Sure, he didn't feel the best, but I'm not really sure. He was in. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough, dude. That's a really tough one because Mahomes is like, I'm playing. Like, unless I lose a limb, I'm playing. You know what I mean? Even with the ankle, I'm playing. Like, he didn't care. I'm playing. When he dislocated his kneecap after the quarterback sneak, guys, he went back there after they popped it back in. They ran a test. I don't know if it was an x-ray or what. And he was like, I'm ready to go back out there. Let's go back out there. And they told him no, and he was pissed. Like, Mahomes is crazy, dude. He wants to play bad. He wants to win. He wants to help his team win. And, maybe the right call was Gabbert. I don't know. I think even a sick Mahomes is better than Gabbert. But what do I know, really, at the end of the day, right? I'm not sure. Essence with the 5. Tyreek was on I Am Athlete podcast talking about how he never wanted to be traded. He was trying to bait KC into a new contract. When was this, Essence? Is this new? Is this a new podcast appearance? I got to hear that. Joe said, I would rather have Patrick at his worst than Blaine Gabbert at his best. I mean, Mahomes at his worst is still probably better than Blaine Gabbert. So, KSU said we stomped Denver that game too. Yeah, facts. Yeah, and Mahomes wasn't out there. Aaron said we won't know what Gabbert can do if he doesn't have a chance. I mean, I'd rather keep it that way as much as humanly possible, but I understand there will be times where he may have to have a chance. And some people speak a bit down on Blaine Gabbert, saying Shane should have stayed and Gabbert should have left. But I think the coaches knew what they were looking at. And based on Shane Buechele's performance after 3 years, his third year in the system, and Gabbert was basically outplaying him already after being here 6 months. I think they're just like, yeah, Blaine's the guy. He's not going to be Chad Henne because Henne was in the system for a little while longer, but he's going to get better, talking about Gabbert, and hopefully he's the guy for a couple of years now. Were you kissing Patrick? I don't kiss men. What are you talking about? I'm not sick. I'm good to go. You can't take Tyreek too seriously. Yeah, he trolls everybody. Facts. Wear a hat? Tony, don't tell me what to do. You wear a freaking hat, dude. Just kidding. Oh, I was coughing? Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm good. I will say this. My girls have a cold. My youngest got a cold. They've already had 2 colds this fall. But my youngest got a cold earlier this week. My oldest now has a cold. I'm sure me and my wife are next. It's going to happen. Cole, how's the new dog? She's awesome, man. We actually took her trick-or-treating with us today. She just ran around, and we had her on a leash, and she did really well. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's like another kid, sort of. It's like a diet. I call the puppy like a diet baby, like a kid junior. It's not as hard as raising a baby, but that you have to tend to them almost like a baby, and they're about as dumb as one. And you know, I grew up with dogs. Sometimes they're just like dingbats, but a lot of fun. We're having a blast. Essence said I DM'd you the link to the pod on Discord. Okay, is it new, Essence? The homie with the 3 months best football YouTube channel there is 100% fire. Dude, I appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words. There's a lot of good channels out there, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's go. Oh, this Tyreek Hill podcast was a day ago. Okay, I'll have to listen to that. That'd be a good one. You gotta said breaking news. Cole thinks babies are dumb. I mean, they kind of are. Like, I mean, there's grown adults that are about as dumb as babies because they didn't get taught in life. They got coddled their entire life. They blame everything on the refs. They blame all their failures in life on their parents. They don't take accountability for their actions. They act like coddled toddlers. So you've got to train that out of them as a kid. If you don't, you coddle your child, they grow up and they're pretty freaking dumb. So, I mean, yeah, babies are kind of, they see a socket and they want to stick their finger in the socket and get shocked. They want to throw a toaster in the bathtub. Like, you got to teach this stuff out of them. What's up, Trevor? Any new news on Ross? No, not yet. He's on the commissioner's exempt list, and he's going to be on there for a while. He's got another court date, December 4th. I don't know if they're going to wait for that. I don't know what they're waiting for. Josh said Cole's spitting facts right now. Hey man, you can't coddle kids their whole life. You know, just like moms that nurse their kids, they stop after a young age. You got to stop. You got to stop. What happened to Ross? He got arrested and charged with a couple misdemeanors, pled not guilty to them, and now he is waiting on his next court date. But in the midst of all that going on, Commissioner Gordon from Gotham Police, Commissioner Goodell of the NFL, put him on the commissioner's exempt list, and he can't play or practice or go to games while he's on this list. Talking about Justin Ross. So we'll have to see what's going to happen with him. I'm just chalking Justin Ross up as a big old question mark for the rest of the season. Literally, I have no idea what's going to happen. He could be on there for an indefinite amount of time. Only the commissioner can take him off. If you want more details on that, just go to my channel and go back like the last 3 to 4 videos. I've talked about Justin Ross. So babies need to get a job. That was Chandler. What do you mean, Troy? Chandler who? Perna's appearance was hilarious. It was cool seeing you two pop up and collabing from time to time. Yeah, John. I mean, dude, Brandon Perna is awesome. Super nice guy. Always helped me out. Even when I had just 20,000 subs, had me on his podcast. He got me on I'm with the same management company he's with. I have a blend of coffee with him. He's a really good dude. And I messaged him Monday morning after the Broncos lost, and I said, hey, man, you want to send me like a 15 to 30-second video thanking the Chiefs for letting them win on your birthday? You can say whatever you want. You could even just record on your cell phone if you want and just send it over. Well, dude, he actually like turned his setup on, had like a little, what do you want to call it? A little bit, I guess you could say, about stealing the belt from me. And so that was his idea. And I was like, dude, I'm going to start with the belt. I'm going to have him take it from me, do his bit, and get into the episode. So yeah, Perno was awesome for that. Cole, I have a nickname for you, the Wizard Beard. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm smart enough to be a wizard. Here comes the second losing streak. The second, you mean like the second game lost in a row or something? Because the Chiefs lost one game, won 6 in a row, and then lost another. That's not really a losing streak. How do you feel about Sunday's game in Germany? I feel okay right now. You can't have 5 turnovers against the Dolphins. They're going to hang 40 on you. So you've got to clean it up. You got to clean it up quickly. But I feel okay, especially if Spags and company has a good game plan for the offense. I feel pretty good about it. They know Tyreek better than anybody. You know what I mean? Update on Willie Gay. There isn't one. With the Chiefs signing Darius Harris, it makes me wonder if Willie Gay's injury is bad enough, meaning he won't play this Sunday and Darius Harris will, or if Darius Harris is insurance in case Tranquil gets banged up or Willie Gay gets banged up, because Darius Harris, who they just signed today, if you guys didn't know, to the active roster. That is a move they made before the trade deadline, but they didn't trade for him. They signed him off of, he was on somebody's practice squad. Don't even remember who. I think it's just shoring up depth in the linebacker room that's already thin. Think about it. Tranquil got banged up last game. He came back in, but Willie Gay was questionable to return with a tailbone injury, and I don't know what's going on with Willie and the tailbone, but dude, I've been having lower back issues and tailbone pain for a while now, and it affects my sleep. It affects my ability to sit for very long. So that sucks. I don't know what's going on with him, but I feel for the guy. So they brought in Darius Harris, and again, I don't know if that means Willie Gay won't play in Germany, or if it's like, hey, we've got a guy that's been here, he knows the system, he can play all 3 linebacker positions, and he's just some nice depth and insurance. I'm just not sure. Otto said Perna's at his best when the Broncos are at their normal worst. Oh, bro, his videos are so good when they are doing horrible. Yeah, we had a game similar to the Colts for sure, William. The Colts game last year was so bad. You guys remember that game? We were like, dude, we have no business losing to this team. This was embarrassing. I mean, that's how I felt against the Broncos loss. I was even more embarrassed, I think. Not even because the streak was ended. It was just, at least the Colts game was down to the wire, and the Chiefs had a chance to win. They could have drove down the field and possibly won that game, and Mahomes threw a pick, right? This Broncos game, it was more embarrassing than that, So, and hats off to Vance Joseph, their DC, and the players like making plays at times. But if the Chiefs don't turn the ball over, let's say they turn it over once or twice, I still think they have a pretty good shot at winning that game. Some of it's just you've got to finish in the red zone. So could they have? I don't know. They were 1 for 8 in the red zone over the last 2 games against the Broncos. So that's the biggest question mark to me. I don't know. Nick, update on Bolton. I mean, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks and he's on IR. He got placed on IR on Saturday. So that's the last update we got on him, bud. I hate that the game is at 8:30 a.m. Dude, my dad's coming over and hanging out, and they're going to watch the game with my grandma the next morning. But dude, I'm going to have to get up at it's fine, but I'm going to have to get up, it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to get up at 7, prep the stream, and I'm going to go live at 8 o'clock. That's weird. It's definitely going to be weird. 5:30 a.m. in Alaska? Whew. Yeah, Valerie said Snead didn't have a good game Sunday. He got flagged a lot, 5 times. Yo, Brand is the MVP here. I forget, West Coast. He said, I'm going to be modding at 6:30 a.m. Can't believe Mahomes didn't pitch it. Wait, what? Sorry, my ear itches so bad. Can't believe Mahomes didn't pitch it. Hand off to McColl that first possession. That was a TD. I'm trying to remember what play that was. The first possession that they went 3 and out at the beginning of the game? Or are we talking about the first possession where they drove up into the red zone? Can you clarify, KSU? Because I'm trying to remember what play that was. Chris Jones getting flagged for telling Matt Ryan to get up, old. Yeah, I think he called him like the B word and maybe had the F word in there too. Get up, you old. So funny. When we get a pick and it will be Trent or Snead, they're going to talk to Tyreek, man. This team love him and knows too well. Hey, man, I would love to beat the Dolphins. I would have. Somebody said last week I would rather lose to the Broncos, and if that means we can beat the Dolphins. I think I would rather beat the Broncos, even if that means we lost to the Dolphins, because I don't like losing to the Broncos. I don't like losing to the Raiders, and I don't like losing at all, but I don't like losing to the divisional opponents especially. Now, I hope we beat the Dolphins this Sunday because we lost to the freaking Broncos, so don't really want to lose 2 in a row. What did Roblox say? I missed it. I'm missing the good stuff here. Oh said, hey, Cole, do you think not having EB has made a difference? I see a lot of that. Fire EB. Guess what? I saw a lot of last season when the Chiefs weren't doing well. Well, if I said I see a lot of fire Nagy right now. If I said EB, I meant Nagy. I see a lot of fire Nagy right now. You know what I saw after the Colts loss last year? You know what I saw when the Chiefs offense was sputtering? Fire EB. So, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And here's what I don't know. I don't know what say offensive coordinators on the Chiefs really have, dude. Andy Reid runs the show. He's the offensive-minded guy. Sure, the offensive coordinator, so Matt Nagy, Joe Blameyer, the passing coordinator, like, these guys have input on the game plan. But, dude, at the end of the day, everybody says it. Andy Reid has 51%. He can overrule any play. He often takes control of the play calling. Red zone, 2-minute drills, when he feels like it. We literally have no idea when Matt Nagy's calling plays versus EB. Like, literally no idea. So, is some of this on Nagy? I mean, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely on Andy Reid. I could tell you that right now. Last year when people were saying fire EB, I'm over here like, why? Be upset with Andy Reid, who's running the show. So, I think that's just my mindset still. Andy Reid runs it. Eric said the pass to Sky was perfect, but he had a first down if he would have checked down to the running back. I don't think so. I watched that play a bunch. McKinnon appeared to potentially, I think it was McKinnon, have the first down, but I don't think so, dude. I don't know if it would have got there. Not based on where he was and like how far Mahomes had to throw based on where the coverage was. I'd have to go back and look at it. Sky was the right call. He was open and he won his route. Right in the midst, dude. I don't care what excuses people are making for him. Well, he lost track of the ball, or Andy Reid said, well, the DB pulled on his left arm a little bit. It wasn't enough, dude. It wasn't enough for Sky not to be able to make that catch. You're in the NFL. You got your big boy pants on. Game's on the line. Catch the freaking ball, dog. You know what I mean? So here I am in my basement, don't play football, saying that. So take that for what it's worth. I couldn't have made the catch, probably. I could not have made the catch, probably. But I am just reporting on news. Sky Moore is in the NFL, got drafted in the second round. He's in his second year with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, step it up. Let's go, dude. Like, we got to get it done. You got to get stuff done. Turn clocks back 1 hour at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Oh, dude, that's daylight savings as well. Oh, shoot. Chris said, ditch Sky, support Ross. The problem is Justin Ross is on the commissioner's exempt list. Have no idea when he's coming back. What's up, KC fan? Good to see you. I missed a couple memberships. Sorry, guys. Justin with the 4 months. 2 more months until I get that red Ball, aka the 6-month membership. Been watching you for like almost a year now. Glad I found your channel called Justin. Let's go, dude. Appreciate you as always. Raphael with the 11 months. I missed both of these. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so disappointed that we gave Brandon Perna any sense of joy for his Broncos. I hope we bounce back by tearing apart the Dolphins like sushi. I mean, I consider Brandon Perna a friend. And friendship to me is bigger than what team you root for, you know? So he's shown me mad love on his channel, pointing hundreds of thousands of people to my channel. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people didn't go sub, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people subbed saying, hey, I had no idea you had a channel until I saw you on Brandon Perna's channel, and I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. You know, so he showed me mad love. I like to show respect right back. Chris said Perna has a pass with the kingdom. I really feel like he does. All of them need to get in the weight room. Hey, man, eat some chicken. Okay, so you said that pass was a little bit off target? The pass to Sky? I mean, okay. I mean, a little bit, I guess. But, dude, it was catchable. It bounced right off of his arm. Can you cast a spell with your shiny head? Your Majesty, to help us play a game? I don't have any power. What do you think this is? Yeah, man. Greg Lewis was awesome, dude. I wish we could have kept him around. After the loss, I went directly to watch Perna celebrate. Did you, Daniel? Hey, man. He's been hoping for a Chiefs win for like... how many years has it been? Since Obama was in office. It's been a while. Game in Hawaii starts at 4:30 a.m. Oh, gosh, don't even go to bed at that rate. I'm just kidding. Go to bed. Take melatonin at like 8 p.m. rather. I was dual streaming HBTC and Perna. He was so happy. I bet. I was embarrassed, but you know, when you're streaming and calling the game, you've really got to hold it down and you've got to, like, I saw all the comments, dude, but I'm not going to respond to every negative comment or every panic button comment. I was trying to engage with those who are being somewhat rational. You know. QZFX, what do you mean, dude? We losing against the Dolphins? Okay. I'm not ignoring you, man. There's 500 people or 400 people in chat, and I try my best to keep up. But you can't call me that word, dude. I'm the most pasty guy you've ever met in your life. You know what I mean? We losing against the Dolphins? I mean, I hope not. I imagine wide receiver coaches should be Otto Ninja. That's what Steve Smith Sr. said. He said ninja. He used another word, but on TV I'm going to say ninja. I imagine wide receiver coaches should be taking the receivers through catching drills all practice. Yeah, exactly. Please catch the ball. If we heavily pressure Tua, I expect us to win. Mahomes and Kelsey will be locked in. Yeah, Tua's not, like, he's good, but he's not that guy. I understand he's one of the favorites for MVP right now, but I've seen him throw plenty of passes that I was like, what the was he thinking? Blizzard said, I'd love to send you some Chiefs-themed apparel. Well, I appreciate that, man. Sorry, Bob. It's all good, dude. I have my UPS box address in the description. So no pressure, but you can. I think even here's the address right here. Hill less than McDuffie. We about to find out. I will say, dude, Hill's going crazy. 8 games, 1,000+ yards receiving. That's insanity. KSU said Russell Wilson's better than Tua. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl win. He's got playoff wins. He's got stuff under his belt for sure. Talking about Russell Wilson. Somebody said, are you calling the Germany game? Yeah. I'm going to get my butt up, drink some cold brew, We gonna call that game for sure. Yes, sir, Blizzard. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Caden said, "Hey Cole, what do you think the move will be going forward in the wide receiver room?" I think Rashee Rice will continue to see an uptick, and then you kind of figure it out from there. Maybe Sky's routes start going down as McColl's start going up. Like, they got to figure that out, dude. Sky is averaging 3 targets a game, under 2 catches a game for 21 yards. And he's running the second most routes of any receiver other than MVS. Now, MVS's stats aren't necessarily better, but MVS, when he catches a pass, he fumbled last game, so that's an error. You got to clean that up. But MVS, he's had 2 deep touchdown passes caught this year. One was called back because of Jawan Taylor. So they've got to get it figured out, man. Got to get it figured out. I might send you a Brett Favre card. What are your thoughts? I mean, dude, any legend, I'll hold on to it. Any NFL legend, I'll take that. Mahomes reminds me of Brett Favre, and he's been kind of comped to him, but Mahomes is like a Brett Favre that doesn't throw picks every other throw. Now, Mahomes has thrown a little bit more this year, but I liked watching Brett Favre. Cole, I think Snead has been a little... he definitely has been a little handsy recently. Tavishka said a Brett Favre card signed by the Mississippi Supreme Court would be fire. Oh, that's good. Greg said, Cole, I think that dropped pass by Sky was Mahomes' best pass of the year so far. Could not have been placed any better. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, Sky saw the ball coming, and he kind of sped up and maybe had to adjust his route a little bit. But I'm like, dude, you are an NFL receiver. You got to catch that. Game on the line. Bounces off your arms. Like, I don't know. You got to catch that. Rashee Rice should be our number 1 receiver. I mean, he basically is. Cool guy. He had the most routes ran, I think, last week of any receiver other than maybe MVS, and MVS is used to stretch the field like quite a bit. He's wide receiver 1 from a production standpoint. He's on pace for 750 or 800 yards this season. So he is wide receiver 1, kind of. Now, the problem is he's still a rookie. He's still learning. Like, dude, that third down that they threw that swing pass to Jerick McKinnon to, and it got blown up for a loss, Rashee Rice missed his block. It was pretty bad. So for all the good Rashee Rice does, he's still making rookie mistakes. He still has the costly drops from time to time. He's still struggling, missing his blocks, but you've got to keep him out there and just force that guy to go through the growing pains. I think at this point in time, that's what you got to do. You just say, we're going to put up with Rashee's growing pains because he's been the most productive guy so far. Just force the growing pains and work through them. Felix wasn't a great first-round pick. Could have got a way better player. I mean, Brett Veach and company have their draft board, and they have certain guys on there. They were pretty high on FAU. I don't think they had a round 1 grade on him, but they knew that he wasn't going to last basically to where they were in the second round. So you have to think about that sometimes with the Chiefs. Like, they pick last. So even some of their first round picks, pick 30 or 31 or whatever it is, 30, 32. Like, I think it was 31 this year because somebody got stripped of a first round pick. Can't remember who. But you got to think, like, the Chiefs know, like, well, we're not picking again till the end of the second. And FAU's probably going somewhere in the middle of the second or somewhere in the beginning of the second. So we're just going to take him now because we need defensive ends. They were high on the guy. So, yeah, was he a true first-round pick? I don't think so. They had a true round 1 grade on Trent McDuffie, and they went up and got him. The Chiefs tried to trade up this draft, and they couldn't get any bites. Who were they going to get? I don't know. Was it Mozzie Smith? Was it an offensive tackle? Literally no idea. But, yeah, so, like, George Karlaftis, was he a true first-round pick? I don't know. maybe. Some people maybe would have said George Karlaftis could have been available in the second, but I don't think he would have been available at the end of the second. And he's been playing really well, so they're still developing FAU. And when you have Mike Dana playing as well as he is, when you have George Karlaftis playing as well as he is, he had 2.5 sacks, 6 pressures last game, played out of his mind. Then you have a Minihue back. You have Chris Jones who can line up on the end. Like, they're developing FAU. He's been out there. But they're still developing the guy. Big Chief N said, Cole, do you think maybe going back to the basics might be in order? Maybe simple concepts like 3 tight ends that might help our offense out. I mean, if they would have just played more basic football last week and just played a clean game, they would have won. So, sure, to some extent, but also Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and you don't want to stifle and limit his ability, right? So, yeah, there's probably some elements of that. I mean, some of the basics is like, bro, just catch the ball and don't turn it over. Don't throw costly interceptions. Don't get strip sacked and lose it. Now, that wasn't necessarily, like, Mahomes doesn't, he kind of has spidey sense, but he was off his game. His flu game got him. So, but yeah, if they want to simplify some things in the offense, if they feel like that's what they need to do, then fine with it. Definitely fine with it. Yo, Buster Brown is in town, man. I've seen some Raiders fans making fun of the Chiefs for losing to the Broncos, and I'm like, look who's talking. Here's the thing. Raiders fans, they take what they can get to make fun of the Chiefs. Like, they don't have anything else to really go on. So if the Chiefs lose, they just make fun of the Chiefs for losing, but they're literally the definition of a losing organization. I mean, dude, I follow a couple content creators that are Raiders. They cover the Raiders. Dude, it's crazy over there. They're like, I want this QB to start. Nah, bench Jimmy G. Nah, play the vet. Play Hoyer. Nah, play AOC. Nah, fire McDaniels. Nah, we should have still had Derek Carr. Like, it's a mess over there. So I just let them burn. Like, they're in chaos, and I love it so much. But much respect to the creators, that are grinding like I am, covering their team. Yo, what's up? Look at his feet. What up, man? Let the hate flow, trolls. It feeds the Chiefs beast. You already know. Don't field punts inside the 10 and fumble. That's a big one. Don't do that. Let it bounce. Fine with me. I literally said this earlier, my raid. I was like, would you rather have McCole let that punt bounce, and the Broncos downed it at the 2? Or would you rather him try to field it, muff it, and the Broncos have the ball at the 9, ready to score? I'd rather the Chiefs have the ball at the 2 and try to drive 98 yards than the Broncos have to go 9 yards for a touchdown after the defense is already gassed and had an incredible stop on that drive, forcing the Broncos out of field goal range and having to punt the ball. Yeah, I agree. For sure. Man, my dad is a Raiders fan, and I love the Chiefs, so we have made a mutual agreement. We will both root for each other's teams when one another is playing. Dang, that's a dad right there. That's awesome. Their preseason headlines: why the NFL fears the Raiders. Hey, they're struggling right now. Jimmy G is not that guy. He sucked ass last night. Let's just be honest. Sorry, kids, if you're in here, but like, he was so bad. I was like, this is awful. Now, their O-line wasn't good either, but I'm still like, dude, on 3rd and 10, 4th and whatever with the game on the line, Jimmy G just steps back in the pocket and just says, there's guys coming, and he just goes like this and then takes a sack. Mahomes ain't doing that stuff, dude. Mahomes ain't you know what, dude. He's gonna try to throw the ball, even if it's picked. I would rather see Mahomes throw it into quadruple coverage to MVS and it gets picked, chancing Mahomes is taking a risk that, hey, maybe he'll draw a PI or something. He at least took a shot. Game on the line, Jimmy G folds like a lawn chair in the Walmart parking lot. I'm like, you miserable man. Like, what are you doing? So, yes. Nick Wright has been right about Jimmy G forever. I don't even know Nick Wright's like full stance on Jimmy G, but I mean, he looked good in Shanahan's offense, 49ers, but I think they can make almost any quarterback look pretty good. You know, no true disrespect to Brock Purdy, but like, dude, he's got freaking CMC, Debo, Ayuk. They got Trent Williams over there. They got George Kittle. The defense is stacked out of their minds. Shanahan's a really good play caller. Bro, if Alex Smith was in that offense right now, those guys would be insane. I don't even know if they would lose a game with Alex Smith. And Alex, like, that's no disrespect to Alex Smith. He was a good quarterback, but like, he was 1-4 in the postseason with Andy Reid. Mahomes has been 11-3. So Alex Smith was great, but Patrick Mahomes is insane. So, but you put a quarterback as good as Alex Smith is, like, that would have been incredible. Nick Wright is funny. I watched his segment after the Chiefs lost. You sounded just like Nick Wright. That's hilarious, Daniel, because I haven't heard Nick Wright's stance on Brock Purdy or Jimmy G or anything. But I did listen to Nick Wright when the Chiefs lost to the Broncos. He was pretty funny. Nick Wright super jinxed the Chiefs with his Broncos comments. I think he said there's 0% chance they lose. It's a practice or something like that. That's all I know. Pola said, do you know Nick? No. He's from Kansas City, but you don't live here anymore. I don't know him. It was pretty much the same as what you just said. Oh, God. I mean, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. I have seen people in the comments saying that he's like, he has it out for Brock Purdy. I actually like Brock Purdy. I think his story is really cool. However, they lost a couple guys in their offense, and he did not play well. Now, we found out about Brock Purdy last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago. He got a concussion in the middle of that game, and he was like way off the rest of the game. But like, we didn't know that at the time. So I'm like, what the heck is Brock Purdy doing? He's acting drunk. Well, he was concussed, not in his right mind. So that made a little bit more sense. But they've lost, what, 3 in a row? Yeah, Brock was the third string QB. They had freaking, who do they have? Wasn't it Jimmy? Was it Jimmy G, then Trey Lance, then Brock Purdy? They're all gone. It's crazy. What's up, Devin? Good to see you, man. Race fan with the 10. Do you think Tamba helped Karl Loftus get better in the offseason? I mean, I would think so, because they train together, and Tamba's a dog. So, yes. I'll just say yes. For sure. And then Frank Clark took Tamba. Frank Clark took Karl Loftus under his wing last year. So, yeah, Karl Loftus has had some really good mentors, and he's getting good. Excited about him. He's like tied for 7th with the most pressures in the NFL. This is awesome. What's your prediction for this game this weekend? I could give you I'll give you better thoughts tomorrow night. Me and Kylie have our live stream, and that's when I do my study for the next game to preview it. I'm not even there yet. I was on the trade deadline stuff today, and then it was Halloween, so I spent the time with the girls. Oh, here you go. My wife sent some pictures. You had Elsa. All right, so you got Elsa here. Oh, look at my daughter. Cool for school over here. There you go. Vampira and Elsa. There they are. And look, she had her teeth. She had her fangs in. This was the first Halloween that my oldest daughter like really wanted a costume, wanted to dress up and do all that. So that was pretty fun. How can there be no consequences for the Niners when they played a concussed QB? I don't know if they knew. Like, typically I don't know. He supposedly he didn't start showing symptoms until the next day. But I'm like, you look at his play before that before that hit on the QB sneak and after, it's kind of night and day. I mean, typically if the NFL sees something, they call it down and they make the player go through the protocol. So I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Tua's had a lot of concussions too. Yep. John, thanks for the kind words, man. They're definitely, I mean, the main reason why I work so hard. You know, I want them to have the life that I never had. And I had a pretty good life. But, you know, you grow up and you know where parts of your childhood was like, oh, man, it could have been a little bit different there. But my parents did as good as they could with what they knew, with what they were given. But, you know, you take that and you want to elevate that. So, that's why I work so hard for the kids, man. Mike, thanks, bro. Thank you. Yam said too many distractions. Too many distractions for who? The Chiefs? What are we talking about? Yeah, thanks for the 10, by the way, race fan, if I didn't say that. But yeah, I mean, Carl Loftus definitely got some training sessions in with Tamba, and it had to have helped. When KCC is a team, Miami dropped 70 on, they put up 9. Division games are a little bit different. I still think that Broncos-Miami game was a little bit of an outlier. But yeah, Miami's really good, man. One of the top offenses in the NFL. But at that time, dude, the Broncos defense was not good, and Chiefs is top 5. So we'll see how it goes. The Miami Dolphins have also lost to some teams that I was like, huh? They've only lost 2 games. But they lost games that I was a little bit surprised about. Let me look at this. I mean, look at this. Oh, that's preseason. Chargers. They beat the Chargers by 2 points. They beat the Chargers by 2 points, and the Chiefs just beat the Chargers by 14. They beat the Patriots by a touchdown. And the Patriots suck. They're horrible. But divisional game. Divisional games are different. It's their own little category. Those teams know each other and their weaknesses, strengths and weaknesses better than anybody else because they play each other twice, and it's a huge emphasis for both teams. This, a huge outlier of a game, but shout out to the Dolphins for that. The Bills beat the brakes off the Dolphins the next week, dude. It was bad. Then they only beat the Giants by 16 or whatever, 15. I can't do math. Whatever that is. Couple scores. The Giants are god-awful. They're horrible. And yeah, so again, any given Sunday, dude. Any given Sunday. If Snead is on Tyreek, he'll get 200 yards. Well, they're going to have to bracket him. I don't think they're going to 1v1 that guy. I don't think so. Donald said that was the Bills' Super Bowl. The Broncos game feels like the Colts game from last year. It kind of was. Felt like that. Dolphins haven't had this much. I can't read that. Oh, there we go. This much talk since Miami, or since Dan Marino. That's facts. I mean, dude, shout out to the Dolphins. I mean, I think they have a good team. They've got a lot of weapons. Mostert, Waddle, obviously Hill. Tua's playing well. Achane, he's on IR, so that's unfortunate. They've got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball as well. I think Ramsey's back. I don't know how he did, but he played. So if they've got a good team, it's going to be a hard-fought game. You can't take them. You can't have 5 turnovers against them. They're going to drop 40 plus. Ain't no way. The Broncos somehow only scored 24, and their average starting field was the Chiefs' 29. Now, it was 24-9. Wasn't even close. Chiefs turned the ball over 5 times. They literally shit the bed. I mean, then they laid in it and rolled around in it like pigs. I mean, it was disgusting. Awful. Embarrassing. A disgrace. But you have those games. They did it last year against the Colts. 50 bomb from Zachary Hogan. Let's go, man. I appreciate you. This is the 50 bomb. Shush. I know the offense isn't performing how we're used to seeing them perform. It is a concern, but I have faith that things will get figured out. We can win this week. Just got to come out firing on both sides of the ball, and I believe they will. How about those Chiefs? Zach, thanks for the 50 bomb. I mean, for sure. It's a week-to-week thing. Week-to-week league, rather. And, yeah, if the Chiefs have very little turnovers this week, I expect a completely different game, even against the Dolphins. I mean, the Chiefs could still even lose with no turnovers, but I bet it would be a down to the wire kind of a game. And I know Mahomes and everybody is really hungry to not lose back-to-back games. They rarely ever do that. I almost bet you they, for probably to their error, to their detriment, They might have even been slightly overlooking the Broncos and focusing on the Dolphins for Germany, if we're going to keep it a buck. I think they thought they could probably just walk into Denver and just kind of have their way and win again. And honestly, they might have been able to win without the turnovers. But I don't think they're taking the Dolphins lightly at all. Defense blitz Tua, do it. Do it. Fitty for the kitty. Yeah, that, boop. Yeah, wrong show. But shout out to Tom Grossi. For sure, man. What a legend. Callie with the 5. Bro, every Chiefs game I go to, we lose. I think I'm going to cancel my Christmas ticket. LOL on bad luck. Hey, I've been to 3 Chiefs playoff games, and they are 0-3. I stopped going to Chiefs playoff games. I was at the freaking Titans game where Mariota threw his own touchdown pass. I was in that end zone. I'm trying to remember the other playoff game I was at because I lost that one too. But then I was at the AFC Championship game, Chiefs and Bengals, when the Chiefs folded in the second half. It was bad. Where's that hammer? Ooh, what hammer? Should have kept Juju for cheap? Well, the problem is, Boki, Juju wanted the bag. And the Chiefs offered Juju a deal, reportedly, but it was, quote, nowhere near as lucrative as what the Patriots offered Juju, and he got a 3-year, $30 million deal. They probably offered him a 1 to 2 year deal for, who knows, 15, 20 million. Maybe not even 20. But he took the money, and I don't even blame him. I mean, Juju knows his knees are messing up, and he's not going to be able to play in the league forever, and he is lucrative off the field, but he already won the Super Bowl ring with the Chiefs. He got a ring. The average lifespan of an NFL player is, 4 to 6 years? So he went and got chased the bag, man. No, exactly, Sea-Dog. Juju left for a big contract. He did. Achilles said, I usually walk out of the room, give the Chiefs some time away from me. Does that help? Cole, Andy Reid don't show his playbook early in the season. No, for sure. He shows you glimpses, but he's not pulling out all the stops. That's for sure. Brand said, even if they didn't intend to, it could have been a subconscious shift in seriousness. You talking about the Chiefs? Yeah, I don't think they intended to not go into Denver and win. Like, they wanted to win. Dude, if they win that game, the Broncos are 2-5 or 2-6, whatever it is, and the Chiefs are 7-1. That's the division. It's locked. Now, there's still 3.5 games up on the division, so it's not like it was the end of the world, all things considered, but they wanted to win that game. They wanted to win that game pretty bad. I think I've been sitting this whole time. Have I stood at all? I don't think so. Oh, I gotta stand for a bit. Oh. I wanted to sit for a while because I went trick-or-treating and we walked forever. Mahomes has been throwing up many picks. Oh, I thought you were talking about the him being sick. Yeah, he's definitely thrown some picks that, he shouldn't have thrown. For sure. I am not a guy that will never say Mahomes needs to play better. He's definitely part of the reason why they lost. He's definitely part of the reason why they've struggled from time to time, but it's not all on him. That's for sure. Let's put it this way, guys. Name a good QB or above average QB that's not elite in the NFL. Give me a name. Somebody give me a name in chat. I got a point to prove. Chiefs wanted the Broncos to win so they'd miss out on Caleb. Hey, that's 200 IQ right there. Brock Purdy. Bro, okay, that's a good name. If Brock Purdy was on the Chiefs this year with the wide receiver room they have, you think they're 6-2? Wait, you think they're 6-2 with Brock Purdy? You think they're 6-2 with Jimmy G? You think they're 6-2 with Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott? You think they're 6-2 with any of those guys? Goff? No. They're losing more than 2 games. They're closer to 500 because Mahomes is that good and elevates the team. Now, he's not perfect. He's not playing lights out every single game. He's got room to improve this year. But that's what I'm like. People are like, oh, it's all Mahomes. I'm like, well, some of it is. But, dude, without Mahomes, they're 500 on the year. Simple as that. LeBron James. Justin Herbert. I actually like Justin Herbert. If Mahomes didn't exist, having Justin Herbert on the Chiefs would have been an intriguing alternate reality. Because I do feel like he's a good quarterback, but good God almighty, the Chargers don't do him no favors, especially the coaches. Tom Brady. Y'all funny. Tua. Yeah, Tua's another one. I think Jalen Hurts is a great QB. They might do pretty decent with Hurts, but yeah, the point is, a lot of these other QBs would not be 6-2 with this roster. Just be honest. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's a good QB. I like Trevor Lawrence. He has hair I will never be able to have. And dude, his voice is so deep. He talks like this. Hey, man, it was a pretty good game, man. But he looks like Sunshine from freaking Remember the Titans. Sunshine. Oh, I talk like this, man. It was a pretty good game, man. My knee was pretty good. I had to just brace it up and just go out there and play, sound football, go through my reads, and just get the job done, man. I'm like, dude, how's your voice that deep, dog? Sunshine. Mahomes is pressing because he isn't getting much receiver help. I think it's also a trust thing. I just think if he knew this receiver was going to be at this mark, at this yard marker, at this time on the route, he would just launch it. He's hesitating on some of these plays because he's unsure if that person is going to be where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be. You know who he knows is going to be where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be? Travis Kelce. And you know who he knows is going to make adjustments based on the coverage? Travis Kelce. So yeah, some people are like, well, he needs to quit feeding Kelce. That's like saying Kirk Cousins needs to quit feeding Justin Jefferson. That's like saying Herbert needs to quit feeding Keenan Allen. Who else? Freaking pick anybody's wide receiver one. Jamar Chase, Burrow needs to quit feeding Jamar Chase. No, they need to feed their playmakers, dude. And then, yeah, obviously when Kelce is double, triple team, then that's going to open up stuff for other players. But I think even still, Kelce's getting double, tripled, whatever, bracketed. And Mahomes is unsure if target number 2 is going to be there. Now, who he is continuing to build rapport with is Rashee Rice, and I'm very happy about that. Tua Hill. Yeah, that's a good one. Tua needs to quit feeding Hill. He has 1,000 yards in 8 games. Tua needs to feed the ball to other people. Well, no, he doesn't. Not really. Happy Halloween, everyone. Yes, sir. Caesar. AJ Brown. Yeah. Freaking Hurts needs to quit feeding AJ Brown. I mean, you could say that for every team. Every team, man. I don't think the Bills and the Chiefs will survive the playoffs. I think it will be the Bengals or the Ravens if Lamar doesn't crumble. Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. The Bengals are looking good. Burrow's getting healthy. The Ravens look pretty good right now. Lamar's firing. He's fun to watch, dude. Yeah, Callie, appreciate the 5 bomb, brother. What is happening over here? If playoffs were today, the Bengals wouldn't even make it? I don't know. I feel like they're playing better ball. Well, yeah, they wouldn't make it now based on their record, right? I don't even know what their record is, to be honest. Lamar about to crumble like a cookie, dog. Yeah, that's kind of his issue. The Bengals are going to be scary down the stretch. I think so too. They're a really good team. Who's 6-2? Bro, here's a problem, man. The Bengals are not in my network. I don't follow them super heavy. If they were in my network, talking about like on Sundays, and I could watch more of their games, I would. The Bengals are 6-2? For real? No way. No, they're 4-3. Okay. Oh, the Ravens are 6-2. Yeah, Ravens are 6-2. Bengals are 4-3. Bro, that division is crazy looking right now. Look at this. Look at this. That's a tough division right there. Everybody's in it. Ravens, obviously, they got a lead. But the Steelers, Browns, and Bengals are all here. I think the Bengals have a couple division losses that they're going to have to overcome, which is big for them. They're 5-3? Oh, wait, what am I looking at then? No, they're 4-3. 4-3. There's so many great games this week. I'm excited. You know, actually, I'm not that excited because the Chiefs game is at 8:30 a.m. and then I got to make a video, which is fine. So I won't really get to watch a lot of the Sunday games. But it's okay. We'll watch Monday Night Football. I'll watch Sunday Night Football. Probably be done for Sunday night. The Eagles are running it back. Yeah, maybe. They look really good, man. The Eagles look pretty good. 7-1. Yeah, they're doing really well. Bengals have same record as the Cleveland Steamers. I mean, I can't. The Browns defense is carrying, dude, because they've got who playing right now? PJ, I don't even remember his name right now. It's not Massage Watson playing. Who has a bye? Who would have guessed the Bengals are tied with Pittsburgh and Cleveland? Yeah. But they started out really slow because of Burrow's injury. They lost PJ Walker. Thank you, Star King. They started out pretty slow because of Burrow's injury. Bills on top? On top of what, dog? On top of losing 4 Super Bowls in a row? I'm just kidding. The Bills are a pretty good team, man. The Bills are 5-3. Dolphins are 6-2 in that division. It's crazy to think that the Jets are 4-3. They're freaking right behind them. And I think the Jets have a win over the Bills. That's sneaky. You got to watch that. If the Jets are 4-3 with Zach Wilson, if Aaron Rodgers was in there, the Jets are going to be, they would be 6-1, dude. Bills on top of the trash pile. They're a pretty good team, man. I was just trolling around. Kelsey will be in Buenos Aires with Taylor during the bye week if we win. Hey, man, celebrate. Enjoy your time. What you drinking? I am drinking Boulevard Space Camper. It's their Hyper Warp Black IPA. If this will focus. It's a dark can, though. Come on. Come. Boom, there it is. It's pretty good. A dark IPA is an interesting taste. It's kind of like a dark beer with the kick of an IPA. Rodgers making progress. I saw that. I don't know when he actually comes back to play, but I did see that. That's your favorite, Caesar? Nice. Let's go, dude. I think the Jets' losing streak to the Pats probably snaps this year. Can't ever count Belichick out. Yeah. The Patriots are 2-6. Jeez. The Jags are 6-2. They look really good. They're going to win that division. The Chiefs are 6-2 right now. They're probably going to win the division. What else? Could zoom in. No. I don't want to subscribe. Then you've got the NFC. Bro, the Falcons, Saints, and Bucks are all right there. The Seahawks, Niners, and the Rams are a couple behind. The Cardinals are 1-7. God bless. Eagles, Cowboys aren't far behind, but yeah, everybody else. Lions, that's the team to watch. The Vikings were a team to watch as they were coming back, but Kirk tore his Achilles, so tough. Clay said, I think. Oh, what's up, Clay? What's up, man? Congrats on winning that FAU helmet, dude. Clay Doss, I believe. That name looks familiar. I think he won the signed Felix Anudike Uzama helmet. I think I said jersey a second ago, but I definitely meant helmet. I got it over here, man. We're going to ship it out this week, bro. Congrats on that. Yes, sir. Yeah, 2 good quarterbacks down with Achilles injuries. Sucks. Commanders tanking for Caleb Williams. Dude, they're also like trading away all their players. They traded Montez Sweat, Chase Young. Arizona beat the Cowboys. That's their one win. Crazy, man. It's literally the true example of any given Sunday. Because that makes no... Like, the Cowboys had no business losing to the Cardinals. The Chiefs had no business losing to the Broncos. It just happens. It just happens sometimes. Like, who are the Giants' 2 wins? They're 2-6. They had no business probably beating anybody. Jonathan with a 2. Beardmaster 3. Dow. Wow, what it do? What's up, man? Good to see you. Cole, you're a good streamer. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate the kind words. I will say it helps that I do 2 to 3, sometimes 4 live streams for 1 to 2 to 3 hours. Like, you get used to talking to yourself and hearing your own voice and interacting with chat. You rewind a year ago when I first started doing live streams, and it was nowhere. I'm not the best by, in my live streams by any means, but you put the time and the hours and the reps under the belt, and you continue to improve for sure. Losing to the Broncos is a freak thing. Definitely, because Mahomes is 12-1 against the Broncos. So that's an anomaly, him losing to them. The Giants should have won last week with like 8 yards passing. I think the Jets spike at the end was BS because the center spotted the ball. Oh, I missed that. The ref didn't put it down. No way. How many receiving yards do you think Tyreek has against the Chiefs this week in Germany? I mean, probably at least 100. Hopefully it's less. But he's had 1,000 yards in 8 games. That's like 130 yards a game average. Roughly. I'm trying to do math, and I'm not good at math. So probably 100-ish, somewhere around there. Hopefully less, but dude, we know Tyreek Hill. He's literally 2 steps away from taking it to the house. If the safety has a bad angle, Hill's gone. It's over. As always, says Valerie with the 10 bomb. Great hanging out. Good content. Appreciate the community and conversation. Let's get the big W in Germany. Let's go, Valerie. Thanks for the 10 bomb. Yeah, we getting off here in a couple minutes. I started at 8:30, but I don't have the juice in the tank to go to 10:30. I normally go about 2 hours, but I don't have it. Probably get off at 10:15. You're open for 54. I'll take that. Is Waddle going to be healthy? I don't know, Clint. I'll need to look at the injury report and see how it's going. I know he was dealing with some back issues, but I didn't really get to see updates from this past week. So I'll look into that. I'm going to start my preview video or my preview research and all that stuff this week, starting tomorrow. So we'll get there. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared for the Dolphins game. I don't know if our safeties can handle Waddle and Hill. I mean, it's a tall order, but if anybody is going to have a good game plan, it's going to be Spags, right? I'm a little worried about the linebacker room, though, to be honest. If Willie Gay doesn't play, Nick Bolton's out. You've got Tranquil, but then, I mean, they signed Darius Harris, but he's going to take a little bit of time to get acclimated. Then you got Cam Jones and Jack Cochran. You got Leo Chanel as well. But yeah, the depth is taking a hit for sure. Yeah, McDuffie will hold it down, I believe. I don't wish injury on any professional player, but hopefully Waddle isn't 100%. Yeah, I mean, I always want to play teams at their best, so I'd rather everybody be healthy and let's just run it. But that's actually just part of the NFL and how it goes. Injuries happen every game, and you start losing depth, and it sucks, but it's part of the process. Austin said, I would have restructured or made some trades for Adam Thielen. I feel like he still doesn't trust those guys enough to just let it rip when needed. Talk about Mahomes, I think. I understand it takes time for them to click, but it's been a little while. Yeah, it's been since the beginning of the season, and they still haven't clicked. Austin, I hope they do it soon, man, because they didn't go get nobody. So, I mean, they got McCole. We kind of just chalked that up as like, that doesn't count. I hope they get somebody else. Well, they got McCole, and he's here now, so I hope they can make it work. How can he trust these Butterfingers? Well, he's going to have to freaking figure it out. That is a crazy username. Oh, God. Derek said, if we catch the football and stop getting cute in the red zone and short yardage, we're good. Yes, sir. Agreed. Also, guys, the O-line, they've been struggling a little bit. Pretty good against pass protection, but dude, I saw somewhere they're like, for what it's worth, their run blocking grade as a O-line I think per PFF this year is 23rd in the NFL. That's not good. That's not really good. Let me show you that post because I was like, what? Again, it's just one metric. It's just one metric. Well, let me show you. Oh, here it is. Just one measure, but Chiefs PFF run block grade by year. 21, tied for second. 22, 6th. 23, 23rd. That's not good. Look at my GIF. That's not good. So that's when you see some of the runs is like, well, dude, what the frick? Why can't they run the ball? Well, sometimes it's literally the O-line struggling. So I would like to see them correct course on that, because if the Chiefs can't even establish run game at particular times, like it causes your passing game to be a bit more forced. Now, the Chiefs are a pass-heavy offense. We all know that. So I'm not saying they need to be a run first team or anything crazy, but just be able to get 5-7 yards on first down when they run or whatever. I mean, Pacheco is the best one on the team at doing it. No ifs, no doubt. But they still struggle every now and again. Rasp, what's up, man? Raspberry. Is the Chiefs D-line versus the Dolphins O-line the matchup to watch in the game this weekend? Honestly, you ask me tomorrow and I'll be able to give you a better answer because I'm doing all my study and research on this game tomorrow. I want to look at the health overall of the Dolphins O-line. I think Taron Armstead I think I saw his 21-day activation window his 21-day return window is activated to come back, which could help if he plays, but I don't know if he's ready. We'll have to see. But that's definitely, the trenches are always a place to watch for sure. The Chiefs, can the Chiefs get home with 4? They're going to have to blitz Tua at times, but can they get home with Chris Jones, Aminihu, Mike Dana, and Karlaftis, Turk Wharton? I mean, can they get home with 4? That's a big thing to watch. And then can the Chiefs D-line, or O-line rather, hold up, man? Mahomes needs a clean pocket, but also they need to be able to run the ball effectively. Tony Gonzalez, holy smokes, we got all the legends in here today. Tony Gonzalez, what, is that your real name? It just matches, or what's going on there? I want to see if the Chiefs defense is actually good or not. They haven't played any great/elite QBs. All their defensive stats this year based off of bad offenses, except maybe Lions and Chargers. I mean, the Broncos they're not elite offense, but they're middle of the pack in most stats. I'd have to go look at their schedule and see who all they've played, but I mean, they held the Jags. You got the Jags on there? Is the Jags in your comment? You got to add the Jags, dude. They're 6-2, and the Chiefs freaking held them to 9 points. I think it's a big enough sample size to say they're pretty legit. I mean, if you want to counter and say, well, because of some of those teams, maybe they're not top 5. Okay, that's fine. They're definitely top 10, and they've proven it time and time again. It's not just on the teams they're playing either. It's based on how much the Chiefs offense is stalled out and how much the defense has bailed them out. You go look at DVOA and the Chiefs defense is top 5. You look at basically every metric you can use to measure, and they're top 5. And they played the Jags, the Chargers, they played the Lions. That's 3. The Broncos are middle of the pack. Off the top of my head, I would have to go just go look at their schedule and see who else they played. The Bears, they're not the best. We know that. The Jets, their defense is the real deal. So that was more of the fight there. The Chiefs defense held it down against the Jets offense. Vikings is another team. Their record wasn't the best, but dude, okay, that's enough teams. That's enough teams because Kirk Cousins, before he tore his Achilles, last week, he was leading the NFL in touchdowns, second in yards. He had the he had the most accurate, or I think one of the highest completion percentages of any quarterback in the league. The Vikings lost a lot of one-score games and were battling a sub-500 record, but they were not a bad team. Specifically, their offense was not a bad team, and the Chiefs clamped them. The Chiefs clamped JJ. Now, you say, well, JJ left. He was injured. He freaking played 3 quarters. He left some, like, later in the third, I thought. And they held him to, like, 30 yards. So, I feel like they've played enough teams to show that they're the real deal. They have some tests coming up, though. The Dolphins, the Bills, the Bengals, the Eagles. Like, those are going to test them. Like, no doubt about it. Yo, Zachary with the 20 after already dropping a 50. Appreciate you. I know Veach didn't make any moves today, but he did get McCole Hardman. Yeah, that was their move before the deadline. I know he didn't have a good game this past week. Nobody did besides the defense, but I'm still happy he's back. Good piece to have on the offense. Yeah, his snap count is already going up on the offense. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he had a 50-yard punt return and a crucial catch on 3rd down against the Chargers. So, yeah, he muffed that punt, which was ugly, and I hope he doesn't do it again. But, yeah, he has some benefits of being back for sure. Otto said, that's the rub with the Chiefs. Cake games, they piss into the wind. Then the tough ones, they end up pulling it out and winning by a point or 3. I'll never bet against KC, but I will pucker till the end. Facts. Yeah, I just talked about the muff punt, KC fan. Yes, sir. The defense is legit. That was the most points we've given up, and we had 5 turnovers. Yeah, they gave up 24 with 5 turnovers. Yep, for sure. Felt like McCole was trying to... Yeah, he said he got greedy. Austin. He said he got greedy. He started focusing on the return. I mean, just the basics, dude. You got to freaking catch the ball before you can worry about running the route. McCole muffed it. Rashee Rice dropped a huge pass in that game that would have, if it didn't go for a touchdown, it would have went for... it would have went for a lot of yards after the catch. Let's put it like that. But he was worried about making the moves upfield before he had the ball in his hands. So, just is what it is. Can you explain to me what MVS's role on this team is, please? What's up, J-Ham? I mean, a lot of times he's being used to stretch the field. And he has the speed, enough speed that defenses have to take him serious. So, they're using him to stretch the field, which in theory, opens up other routes in the middle of the field and in other areas. So, I understand he hasn't been targeted and hasn't had the yards. He did have a 50-something yard touchdown called back to a Jawan Taylor penalty earlier in the year. But yeah, he's been a little quiet. He had a nice scramble drill touchdown from Mahomes against the Chargers. But yeah, it's definitely been a little quiet. And then he had that tough fumble last game, for sure. I don't know if they keep him after next year. We'll have to see. There's an out there, and we'll just kind of have to see. But right now, guys, they didn't make any other moves before the deadline. They got what they got, and they're going to roll with them till the wheels fall off or they get kicked out of the playoffs. So that's what we got, and that's all I got for today, man. I'm on E. I'm going to go rest. I've been working since 9 a.m. I took a break to go trick-or-treating, but I felt like that was even more work. We're like walking the dog. Our daughters were like tripping up the stairs. It was fun. It was good to spend some time with them. I was glad to, even though it was a little bit late, come in here and hang out with you guys and chat. Appreciate y'all as always, man. Thanks for all the donos, the memberships, everybody just hanging out and chatting. The Tuesday night streams are one of the favorite parts I have during the week. I love calling the games, but dude, that is kind of stressful sometimes because I want it to be a very good product for you guys. And the Tuesday nights, even the Friday nights, I can just kind of kick back, relax, and just chill with the community, man. So appreciate y'all. Ray, him, Boki, Tyler, Perfecto, Shane. Thanks. Shout out to the mods for holding it down. Make sure to let them know that they are appreciated. I know Jennifer's in here. Brand. I think I know Kay Wayne's been in here. Night Hunter, appreciate you. I think that was most of the mods. I could be wrong, but appreciate you guys, man. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go.
How about those Chiefs?